Testing. Hmm. Hey, Cindy, I'm back. Can you hear me? I had to restart everything. Awesome. Had to start the whole thing. I tried hooking up without doing it, it didn't work. My camera wasn't working, nothing was working. Usually Windows does that when it tries to force you to update and you don't want to update. But I just restarted. That seems to have worked. Whew. Yeah, that's annoying. It was nice to have new people in and talk to. There's a light switch was in there. It's not telling me how many people are here. How many people is? Haas is sleeping in the box. Let's see. Here. You can't see him, but he's in there. Let me see if I can participants. Looks like it's just you and me. That's fine. Hmm. I've noticed that the video quality has been really low. It looks like it's like 144 pixels. I have it set for 720. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Zoom. Oh, excuse me. Oh, tired. Oh, maybe this is all that's going to be here. That's fine. That's fine. Not much to say other than I'm not happy with the electronics. They're messing with me. Wow, there's quite a lag. That's like probably a 45-second lag from what you're seeing to when I say it. So that's my old one. Yeah, free spirit. What does scratch behind the ear mean? Yeah, it seems like I wonder if it's because I'm doing it through Zoom. Usually I can see somewhere where it tells me how many people are here, but it's not letting me know. Oh, there it is. Three watching. Hi, three people. I finally got it back up. Yeah, tried to restart just Zoom and it wouldn't bring my camera up. It was just doing all kinds of stupid stuff. Stupid stuff. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is my day. And I feel so bad sitting here and getting this. It's like, oh, boring. I got so much to do out there. Look at all kinds of stuff I gotta do. I want to get my back patio cleaned off so when it starts getting really hot, I can sit out there and live stream out there because usually the house gets hot about 5 o'clock. And then outside it'll be a little bit cooler. And I've got a fan out there I can turn on, but it's some nice furniture out there. I just can't get to it because all the junk piled up out there. Yeah, there's some of you guys will know who it is if you're listening. There's a person particularly that I played that video for last night, and I think they jumped out of chat so they wouldn't have to listen to it. They're literally dying because everybody that goes on dialysis dies because they refuse to stop eating food that's making them sick. And I think they feel bad about that. That old adage, you can lead a horse to water. I've led that horse to water quite a few times because they're a very lovable horse. I love that little horse. They're awesome, but they're doing the dialysis route. And if they, I don't know, I think a lot of people think it's going to save them or prolong their lives. They apparently need new kidneys, which they wouldn't if they just try carnivore. They said they did it, but they weren't. They were eating bread. They were eating all the stuff that made them sick to begin with. It just told me that they did not want to stop eating certain foods. I can't imagine going 3 or 4 times a week to a hospital to get hooked up to some machine because I don't want to stop eating pudding. I can't imagine that. People are like that though. I've run into a lot of people like that. There's one guy I talked to. He was telling me what he ate because he was sick. He was really sick. And I said, well, what are you eating? And he told me, I said, stop eating it. It's making you sick. Oh, I can't live without bread. I have to have bread. And I said, even if it will kill you? And he goes, yep, I am not going to stop eating bread. And it's like, well, at least they know. They're committing suicide in a slow fashion, but at least they know. I just feel bad for them for some reason. Well, it could be that they talk about there's addictive ingredients. Maybe there's stuff we don't know about that they put in that food. Because in the old days, people weren't addicted to bread. I mean, remember the old bread when you were a kid? My mom used to make homemade bread. You had to cut it really thick because if you didn't, it would just crumble apart. Yeah. The only time I liked bread really was fresh out of the oven with a lot of butter slathered on it. That's the only time I really would just like, yeah, that's good stuff. I really like that. But after it cooled off, I wasn't interested. Toast, yeah. My mom never let us have sugar, so thank goodness. Looking back on it now, when we were kids, we thought we were being abused for that, but we weren't. It was a good. She had lost her teeth by the time she was 16. I think she'd lost most of her teeth from eating sugar all the time. Probably not brushing her teeth. Probably more so than the sugar she ate, because sugar wasn't that bad back in those days. And I think she was like, I don't want to pay those bills. We're gonna keep them from eating sugar, so we didn't get to have sugar. All the kids thought it was weird, which it kind of was, but my mom was into health food back then. She did the big health food stuff. Yeah, I think something I was going to talk about. Can't remember what it was. Can't remember. Yeah, I don't have any endurance either. Something else. I go if I go upstairs, my muscles hurt and all that. Still think that's that insulin resistant stuff. I've been watching videos on how to fix that. You take in case you guys have it. You have to try and do your best to de-stress. Oh, take a walk after you eat. Well, like I said, that's not happening. I just walking to my shed. I'm just about ready to fall over. I took a 10-minute walk. I'd be passed out on the highway somewhere. But I can get up and move around. Obviously, I can do that. Go wash some clothes or make my bed or change the sheets or something. But I took a shower and I was exhausted when I got out. It's like, oh, I got to do this when I get out of the shower. I took the shower and it's like, oh my God, I couldn't do anything. I was like, it sucked every bit of energy out of me. And like, oh my gosh, I sound like I'm 100 years old. So obviously, I've got some issues going on, and it's metabolic, obviously. So I do think it's insulin resistance. Um, Today it was really bad. The signs of it, you get a rash. Get a rash here. I think very advanced. You get it behind your ears. You get it here. I get it. I remember 4 or 5 years ago. Where did it go? I had an itch on my breastbone right here, and it was like in the bone because I remember trying to scratch it, and if I scratch it, it would hurt, but it itched like when you get a bee sting and it starts itching when it starts healing. That's what it felt like, and it was in my breastbone, and I could, and it's like, what? That's a sign of something, but I couldn't ever find what it was. I'll bet you that's tied in with the insulin resistance because it was down like inside the bone part. and you go to scratch it, and it was just like trying to scratch a mosquito bite, but in the wrong spot. It didn't do any good to scratch it. But yeah, on the back of the neck, because I'm just noticing wherever I'm itching, back of my neck, behind my ears, here, my belly button, under my arms, insides of my legs. That's all classic, which I just found out a month ago. Classic insulin resistance uh, symptoms. But I actually found Dr. Bosworth, who said, if you've got insulin, this is how you tell. This is the easiest way to tell. You take your thumb, push it on your shin really hard for 1 minute, and take your thumb away. I pulled my thumb away after a few seconds and I had it. I took it away a minute later and my thumbprint was in my shin for like, I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes. Shouldn't have anything like that. It should be bone, but it isn't bone. And she said, that's insulin resistance. It's like, oh, dang, I had no idea. I didn't think I'd have it because I've been not eating sugar. I thought, oh, I'm not eating sugar or carbs. I haven't been doing that for years. How come I have insulin resistance? Stress. Stress. And sometimes your liver will pump out sugar just because it can. Um, so the, they said the best way to take care of it, I don't know how long it's supposed to take. So for the last month, I sporadically, I need to put the pills on the counter so I remember to take them. She said take vitamin C, EFAs. What else? I know to take ashwagandha because that helps with your adrenals. That helps with stress. I've got my ashwagandha on the counter. Um, what else? There were like four things you took. Um, Magnesium, which I take anyway. And I knew I was low in magnesium because I was getting, when I'd stretch, my calves would cramp. So for some reason, right now, my body's using up a ton of magnesium, which is odd. But I've been taking magnesium. Natural Calm. I also have like a half a teaspoon of electrolytes. So one of these, I should be taking more, but I don't like the taste. It's salty, and I don't mind that. I will use when I'm not just drinking water. I'm trying to get away from drinking the carbonation, but I've been craving carbonation, so that means I'm also acidic or uh, alkaline. You crave carbonation when you're alkaline. So my body's trying to acidify, which is weird because I'm eating meat. Everything's trying to force backwards or something going on. Um, but usually what I'll do is I'll put a seltzer water in this. It'll hold with the ice, it'll hold 1 can of seltzer water, flavored. I like the flavored stuff. And then I'll put like a half teaspoon of the salt, or not salt, it's electrolyte mix. It's a potassium, magnesium, and salt. And I'll sprinkle that on the ice, then pour the seltzer water on top of it. And it's not bad. It took me a while to get used to it, but it's like a salty pop, I guess. It's like a flavored, you like the element flavored electrolytes, but it's got fizz. And that way I'm getting the fizz that I want, plus I'm getting the electrolytes that I need. So I've been doing that. Probably not doing enough of that. I just saw a video I haven't watched yet. What's that doctor, the bald doctor's name? See if I can find him. Oh, excuse me. He's the one, he said that allulose is really good for insulin resistance, which I thought was strange. Ah, here we go. This is what it was. I had my live stream from this morning, um, the Bible study. That's what happened. Is it was processing and it must have just got done, and that's why it screwed up my stuff. Okay, come on. I'm gonna try and get rid of it. But anyway, the bald doctor, he said allulose is really good for insulin resistance. And so I started doing it and something didn't feel right. So I quit doing it. Was it right? I don't know. I don't know. I tried it for a little while. No, for Pete's sake, it doesn't want to let me. I'm trying to find the video. If I go to my page, there we go. I guess I can share. I'll share my screen so you can see what I'm doing. There. Oh my. Oh, is that that girl that got burned? Oh, it is. I think that's her. She got burned really badly. Her boyfriend lit her on fire, if I remember right. Messed her up. But she's doing good. I sit here and whine about my problems. Oof. This gal's 52 years old. She just had a facelift. That's what she looked like before. I saw this the other day. I couldn't believe it. She looked like she's 16. Good for her. Good for her. I don't think she wanted to look that young, but she does. There's me for watching. Wave hello. Let's see, where is he? I used to watch these guys a lot. Keto twins. They do dirty keto. Where is the doctor? I saw him on here earlier. Oh my, is that really him? He changed a lot. Where's Kelly? I can't find him now, it figures. Usually he pops right up. He's at the top of the list. I've watched him quite a few times. He's got good information usually. Most of them do. I mean, it's not him. For Pete's sake. Yeah, I started out before I did the carnivore. I wanted to make sure I got some I have digestion problems. So I thought, well, I'll take the L-reuteri and the other stuff. I was taking the yogurt stuff to try and build my stomach up because I did have low stomach acid. Where is he? Isn't that interesting? Now he's nowhere. It's like he never existed, honestly. Well, I'll just reload it again, see what pops up. Yeah, it made me wonder since I've got the insulin resistance, what else is going on? I was like, what else is going on that I don't know about? It's going to pull up the same thing again. Wow, that's got some dark hair on the legs. So that's adrenal. Person's got adrenal problems. Here, this guy, right here, him. He's the one that talked about uh using, and this is the one I wanted to watch. It was salt is better than because apparently salt, I don't have enough salt, maybe. So that's the guy. I can't remember his name. Dr. Bickman, something like that. I don't remember. So I'm gonna be watching that. I'll be watching that. Hey, Free Spirits back. Just listened to Barry Johnson. Oh, Benny Johnson. Trump put out message about Epstein stuff. Yeah. What do you think about that? Oh, thank you. I'm glad the sounds better. What do you think about that? It's odd that there's a big fight with Elon supposedly, which I think was either they both got really. I think Elon maybe got really angry. At first, I thought it was a big joke. That was just BS, setting stuff up. But and he said Trump was a pedo. I remember that. I thought that's way, and that's when I thought, oh, he's just getting all excited, and like sometimes when people are putting on the dog, they'll go too far, and I thought, well, that's way too far. And at that point, I thought they were still screwing around, but I thought, yeah, that's out of line. He shouldn't have done that. And I don't know. I don't know what to think of it all. I have a hunch, or I had a hunch at the time that they were messing around, but I think now Elon's getting mad. President Trump is putting, what do you say? He's not going to be buying. I think it started over the electric cars. He got rid of the mandate, as he should have. Well, nobody should be forced to buy a certain product because some nitwit that pretends like climate change is an issue says you have to do it. Elon stood to make a lot of money. Well, he's got a lot of money. He doesn't need any more money. But he apparently got pissed off about that because there was a little bit of rumblings in the background about that. It just kept him from getting even more money. He doesn't need more. I mean, I'm not saying he can't get more money. It's up to him. It's a free country, but uh, trying to get that money by forcing us to buy his product, not so much. That's a dictatorship, and he can go do that in South Africa. He doesn't need to be doing it here. Now you're buffering. Try reloading and see if that helps. That's very weird. So anyway, with that stuff, and then the Bondi deal. If Bondi wasn't doing what this is going to morph from carnivore to current events, but so be it. If Bondi was doing what she wasn't supposed to be doing, President Trump would have fired her. What were his famous lines? You're fired. He had no problem firing people that weren't doing their job. So where did this end up going? It looks like it's loading up to the wrong channel, which wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, uh, why did it do that? I'm on the Bible channel. What the heck? Oh, it's not switched over is why. Anyway, yeah, I think that she's doing, just remember Johnson. Remember Mike Johnson. Everybody was all ticked off at him. He needs to go. He's blah blah blah. And they were all like freaking out for months. They were freaking out about Mike Johnson. But the thing I noticed, Mike Johnson was always with Trump. Hi Don, how are you? Good to see you. Um, Mike Johnson was always with Trump. He was staying at his house. They were busy. When he did his acceptance speech from the election, Mike Johnson was there. There were like 8 people on the stage. Mike Johnson and one lady were not family. The rest of them were all family. And when he went to the fights, Mike was right by his side. And all these people hating on Mike Johnson. And I kept thinking, well, Trump hasn't fired him. It doesn't seem like there's a problem. Oh, I got to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. So I figured Mike was okay because Trump knows what he's doing. He's a successful businessman. And if Mike Johnson's still there, then it's because he's doing what Trump wants him to do, even if it doesn't look right. So I think it's the same thing with Bondi. He appears to be doing the wrong thing, and that may have been done on purpose. Maybe she went out and said things that they didn't want her to say she didn't realize that was verboten, not supposed to talk about that. I don't think so. I think that whole slip with the Epstein stuff was done on purpose. I think that they fully knew what they were doing. I think they're trying to throw certain people off. So I'm just kind of kicking back and waiting to see what shakes down from it. I think we all know there's more to the Epstein stuff than they're admitting, or else Ghislaine wouldn't be in prison. What'd she go to prison for if there was no clients? Yep, Cindy, you're thinking just like I am. She says maybe it's not time to release all the Epstein stuff yet. No better way to make the guilty feel safe. And I think that's you're exactly what it is. You're putting people at ease, thinking that because well, remember just yesterday, they got rid of a bunch of Jack Smith's people, another nest of them, who've been sitting in there the whole time. So we know there are bad guys in office, are in appointed positions and working around like whatever they do. So I kind of think that's what's going on. They've got to make them feel like everything's okay. And who was it? Bongino. He rolled back a bunch of stuff he had said also. He had talked about, I think I just read it this morning. I was in a hurry, so I didn't absorb a lot of it. Basically saying that Epstein worked for multiple countries in the Middle East, and Trump said C3425. Boy, Cindy, is it ever bringing out the anti-Trumpers? Oh, I've been watching them over in the other channel. They came out months ago. It's like, ah, I knew it. I knew it. I'd seen it before. I saw it over in former hosts, a different former host channel, certain ones, anti-Trump and anti-USA. And you'll see them chiseling away, especially in the other channel. You know who they are once you watch that. And even they're starting it up in our chat and D Live. I've seen them in the last 2 weeks. Little little sprinklings of doubt to try and get people to doubt. One of them's in there right now. I'm looking right at her. They're not even American, by the way. Most of them are not American. They live out of the country. Some of them let you know it, and some of them don't. They'll put little sprinklings of doubt about Trump, and then, oh, America, and they're helping Israel kill people. It's, oh, Lordy. Uh, and I think they're Muslims. I think there are quite a few that are Muslims. Quite frankly, I believe some of them are Muslims. One of them is in chat constantly, I believe, is a Muslim. But yeah, it's bringing the covert anti-Trumpers out. Yes, and we need to know who they are. Ben Shapiro said to his audience to get over it. I wonder if Ben could get over the Holocaust and not cry when someone says some anti-Semitic stuff. Yeah, Ben. Yeah, he's just got popped back into the forefront again yesterday. Yeah, there's a bunch of them, and AJ on and on. He's constantly getting exposed. People haven't. I think most people, not most. I think some people have caught on. I know he red pilled quite a few people, but then he did that so that when you're the first person that tells you the truth, you assume they know more than they do, and so you follow them and believe what they tell you. That's why. That is why Alex Jones is given information to spread out there so that people trust him. And then when he starts veering off in a direction that people don't need to be going, they'll follow him because they trust him. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Like with the Q thing, with I golf with Q. Um, Zach is Q, his assistant. Zach is Q. It's like that told me right there everything I need to know about him. He was a liar. Oh, I knew he was, but that was proof. I mean, everybody saw that. He said that to pull people away from Q. Now, why would somebody do that? Why would somebody lie to pull people away from Q? Yeah, as time goes on, we'll see. So anyway, yeah, there's certain people that they seem like they're legit and they're not, and they're everywhere. They're people I'm sure that they pay in our chat. It's sad. I guess it's a living. Yeah, there's certain people though. You keep an eye out there, you'll see it. They'll just put little things out there, little hints of things. And then they'll put a statement, a bold statement, usually late at night when there's not as many people in there. They're just planting seeds, trying to get people to follow them. And I don't know, what's your number 3 for? Your number 1 to me, it looks like. I see number 1s and 2s. I don't know. 0XP. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can figure out what that is. I saw it pop up one day and I was like, what is that? Oh, top fans, Dawn. It says Dawn, 75 XP, Cindy Joe, 75 XP, and Free Spirit, 75 XP. I have no idea. It says you can do it. 50 plus. You can do it. Keep showing support to make the top 50. I don't know. Let me see. There's a question mark. Let me see what that says. What's the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges and live chat. It resets every stream so you can always try again. How do you get on it? You'll need to collect experience points or XP by sending live chat messages, send super chats, and super stickers. Learn more or turn off in the help center. Okay, there you go. Yeah, if you go up to the top and it shows XP up there next to the live chat. So I guess if you chat a lot, you get to be number 1 or number 2 or number 3. Yeah, so anyway, the stuff going on with all that, I'm just waiting. I talked to Marcia and I've talked to Heidi, and not so much to Humi lately. He's been pretty busy, but they talk about kind of the same thing that you and I were just talking. It's like just wait and see. But I think it's to put the guilty at ease because their work's not done, their research, or their maybe they've got some. Well, look at what was it? Just Wednesday, they miraculously, I still don't know how they found it. I mean, now after what, 6 years, 8 years, they found Comey's secret room. He had a secret room and it's full of stuff. Well, what's in there? Did they really? Did they really find a secret room? Did he really have a secret room? Yeah, I mean, you don't know. They put stuff out there. Comey hasn't said anything. So maybe they'll see, oh, we found the files. I mean, there's a reason because Pam was pretty obvious when she said, and then she tried to she tried to walk it back, and President Trump was sitting on the other side of Rubio from her. She was invited to that meeting just to speak and defend herself about the files on her desk. And she was really nervous. She had no composure. She looked very her face was blotchy. She looked very almost unkempt. And it's like, why does she look like that? And then when I saw what she had to say, it's like, I think it was a rehearsed speech and she wanted to make sure she got it all in there because I don't think some of it was true. But I think President Trump said he's standing beside her, but not right beside her. The message of the seating was interesting. Um, but he didn't fire her. She's still sitting there and then trying to say that. But what I really meant was, I mean, whatever. She was backpedaling or trying to, um, saying, well, but she did say it. I saw her saying there were tens of thousands of hours of pornographic child porn tapes that Epstein had. And they had to go through every bit of it. What a horrid job. Can't imagine doing that. You cannot possibly do that and come out unscarred. But they're going through, maybe it's AI. Maybe AI is doing, I don't know. But they have to go. She said they had to go through that. That was 2 months ago, I think, maybe three. Tens of thousands of hours of child porn. And then she talked about the Epstein files being on her desk. I'd heard her say, I watched her say that. I think I even watched her say it live. So she had to, so they're trying to do damage control on that because somebody has figured out in order to do what has to be done, they have to retract that to put the guilty at ease. Just like you were saying, Cindy. I think that's what that's about. Yes, Tucker, I never have trusted him. Never trusted that guy. Nor do I trust Tulsi Gabbard. I do not trust, a lot of people are finding out about her now. Oh, that black gal, real pretty black gal. Can't think of her name. Anyway, Tucker used to be on CNN. His little red bow tie, his little bow tie, so prim and proper. And I remember seeing that he was on CNN. He'd been there for years. And when people started talking about, oh, Tucker, blah, 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 and it's like, that can't be the same Tucker. Because they're talking, oh, yeah, he did this and he did that. And I'm like, he's a communist. Why on earth would he be doing that? And I thought, oh, that can't be the same Tucker. Then I found out it was. And I'm like, oh, boy, here we go. Yeah. So I can't trust somebody. I mean, oh, well, he's a Christian now, but he interviewed a Palestinian Christian. And I caught that guy lying 4 or 5 times during the interview, blatantly lying. I went and fact checked him, and he was very blatantly lying. He's supposed to be a pastor, a Christian pastor, a Palestinian Christian priest. I think he had the collar, the little white tooth there. And Tucker didn't call him on it, and it was blatant. Tucker claimed he's only been a Christian for 4 years. Yeah, it's a young Christian, but if you're reading your Bible, you know that guy was lying. He talked about that the Jews made Christianity illegal in Israel, I think is one of the quotes he had. I went and looked it up. He was full of crap. Candace, yes. Candace, thank you, Robin. Hi, Robin. Yeah. I didn't trust Candace either because she was a leftist, a hardcore leftist, and suddenly becomes this shining star of the right. Give me a break. You know, people can change. Yeah, you can change if you get enough information. You can change your viewpoint, but you don't do a complete 180. It's a learning curve because you're always going to have things that you still cling to, like Kennedy, RFK. He's not a conservative, but he's starting to learn why conservatives are upset about health stuff, about the COVID. He's learning that stuff. Um, I don't think he'll ever turn away from being a communist Democrat. That's his whole identity is wrapped up in that with his family. They were the Democrats. Um, but he's waking up, but it's a slow process. You don't just all of a sudden go, oh, it's all true. It's all true. No, you don't. But that's what Candace Owens would have you think. And Tucker. Tucker has some good interviews, but I don't really like playing him much because I don't trust him and I don't like giving him the attention. But Tulsi, nope, never have trusted her. Never, never. It's hard enough finding good conservatives to trust, let alone leftists become so conservative. So yeah, you have to be careful who you follow, just like Q had said. Yeah, interesting times. But I figured just give them time. They're up to something. And that so-called cache of stuff that Comey had, I don't know. We'll see what's there. I don't know how much we'll ever see. But I tell you one thing, it was real. I think they handled that really exceptionally poorly. I was shocked at how poorly they handled the Epstein thing because for, oh, was it probably a good 5 days? People were really, really ticked off at Trump and they didn't, I mean, it just gave you didn't want to trust the administration because, I mean, we know some of that stuff was real. We saw it. We actually saw it. We knew that stuff, and they're sitting there telling us not to believe our eyes. Basically, no, there's nothing. And then Maxwell's still in prison. So if there was nothing, what was Epstein doing in prison? It doesn't make any sense. So, but that it just I looked at that and I thought that was a really bad PR thing. It's going to take them a while to rebuild trust in the people. If they've lost traction there. I don't know how long if they can even build it all back up again. Yeah, very bad. And supposedly Bongino is leaving. Said if Bondi stays, he's going. Is that is it a ploy? Is it like acting kind of like, like Mike Johnson? President Trump never came out and defended him. Did you notice that? When all that bad stuff was going on for 6 months, they were tearing him up, calling him every filthy name in the book and screaming for his head. President Trump never stood up for him. He just let him be seen with him, which common sense would say, well, if he's with him, I mean, President Trump knows him better than I do. And if you have to assume he's doing the work President Trump wants him to do, or he'd fire him, just like Bondi. So with Bongino leaving, is it theatrics? Are they going to put him in a different spot, a more appropriate, better position for him? Or is he just getting out of it because it's too much work? It could be that. Might be overwhelming for him. He might have family stuff going on. But meanwhile, you've got all this drama in the White House feeding the leftist MSM with all kinds of gossip. Is that the point? Is that what they're doing on purpose for distraction? It might be. It's a good distraction because people are all worked up on it. Even in X, people that know better are worked up about it. So I just kind of look at it, it's like, does it make sense? What's going on? Does it make sense? Why did they sit there and say, oh, there's no files or there's no list? They said there's no list. I'm thinking, why would they say that? We know there's a list. I said, that doesn't make sense. So if it's not making sense, it's because you don't have the facts. If you don't have the facts, because they're hiding them. I always look at it from a logical standpoint, because generally 1 + 1 makes 2. But in this case, it's not making it's 1 + 1 is equaling 0. So it's very strange. Hey, Pink Panther. President Trump came out with a statement saying, "What is going on with my boys and gals?" He pushed for unity. Yeah, that's true. Bongino hasn't come out with an official statement yet. Yeah, like I said, just like Dilly's was it 74 hour, 72 hour rule. So yeah, see, that sounds like Pink Panther. What does that remind you of? Just reading your statement. President Trump came out with a statement saying, "What is going on with my boys and gals? Pushing for unity." That sounds like Vince McMahon at a wrestling match. It's all theater. It sounds like theater. He knows what's going on. I think it's very interesting. But yeah, Bongino, as far as I know, has not come out with an official statement. There are people close to them who say, "Oh yeah, he said this. This is what he said," but he hasn't done anything officially yet. I do think it's a distraction. It's almost like kids fighting. And President Trump saying that makes it sound like he's the parent and the kids are fighting. Knock it off, kids. Come on, man, shake hands. It it's beyond the scope of reality. It's not real. That's my gut is telling me that is not real. So with Bongino, maybe Bongino has information and they're trying to take the scent off of him because this it's not just a game. These people will kill you. If you got, I mean, look, ask Seth Rich. They'll kill you. There are plenty of people that have been murdered from playing games with these yahoos. So yeah, I will wait and see. I wish Brennan Dilley didn't cuss all the time. I liked listening to his show, but his cussing is just off. I wonder how many people it stops from watching. It's a shame because he's got good content usually if he's not flashing his wife's butt on the screen. It's showing off his his pony. I like her. She's a really nice person. I've actually had dealings with her, but it's almost like a trophy wife. She just plays it up. I guess she humors him. She knows what he's like. But yeah, interesting stuff going on. And without Q, we don't really have a clue. Q team was pretty good about keeping us in the loop for some of that stuff. Wouldn't it be something if Q started posting again? I don't know what they would post about. I don't know. What would Q post about if they posted again? Because before they needed help from us, their main thrust was to wake people up. Their main thrust was to get it was open source but hidden. I mean, we didn't know about it, so we didn't know to look for it. But they basically showed us what to look for and what was going on. And we're right in the middle of it now. Yes, exactly. Pink Panther. Don't make me pull up. I don't thought that. Actually, that popped in my head some days ago. Some of the stuff going on. Yeah, it's just nuts. It's what I don't like is the phoniness of it. I feel played. I feel it's kind of insulting to be played. Yeah, sad. But that's where we're at. Oh, and then did you guys see the post that Iran put out of Israel was two big atomic bombs going off on it? They're trying to look tough because I mean if they had the stuff, they'd have used it. They didn't have the stuff. So they're trying to look tough because apparently, what was it, satellites or drones? I think it was satellites, said that there hasn't been any movement over the blasted tunnels. There's been nothing done. So it tells me that they don't, whatever they had was not worth going back in for because it was destroyed. So they have nothing. So now they're just rattling sabers to trying to scare people or try to keep them from taking over their country because they're very weak right now. Iran is very weak. And they don't want any of it's a bloodthirsty bunch back there. They don't want Turkey coming in. I'm not just saying any other country coming in and taking over because that could happen. They don't have any way of defending themselves right now. Excuse me. So they put out that it's like, man, that was a bad move. They should have just kept their mouths shut. Crazy. What else is going on? Um, oh, they've had flooding in Iowa. They had flooding in Japan. Yeah, what's up with all the flooding? It's very strange. We have fires. We're really dry here right now. All the moisture is coming down and swooshing east. All swooshing east. Uh, yeah, so let's see. I'll set the share for a minute. I'm gonna have to eat a huge supper because I've only had breakfast. So I guess yes. Okay. Let's see. Okay. That's why. I wonder my screen is all goofy. Oh, have you guys seen this video? I'm not sure I can play it on YouTube. I know I can play it on V Live. That's pretty interesting. And here, uh, people that donated stuff to the people in Texas that lost homes. You know, it says insurance companies are already doing what they do best, finding loopholes to deny claims from people who've lost everything. Then why even pay insurance? They keep doing that. People are just not going to pay insurance, so they'll just tuck that money away. And then when they lose their home, they'll go pay for it in cash. Yeah. Sandy Creek area, that place has flooded two times before that and killed many people, once in the 30s and once in the 80s. And then again a couple of weeks ago. She can send money or cards to this 15511 Highway 71 West, Suite 110 to 234, Bee Cave, Texas. If you put a .com in, that'll shadow ban you. Well, I did that the other day. I probably got shadow banned again. They're getting a new fridge. It looks like the house got flooded. I can see flood lines clear up here. Surprised they're putting anything in the house. Oh, this is good news. DOJ drops charges against doctor who helped patients avoid COVID mandates. Yeah, pretty awesome. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Breaking. Iran officials have released an image depicting what appears to be a simulated nuclear strike on Israel. Why would they do that? Big dummies. I think it is posturing to keep people from taking over. Yeah. Oh, this was one of the things I saw. Let's see. Alex Acosta. I was told Epstein belonged to intelligence and to leave it alone. Bongino. Epstein worked for multiple governments, including the Israelis. Sources said that Epstein was known in the intelligence world as a hyper fixer. Bongino. A trusted source told me that Epstein is an intelligence asset for people in the Middle East. The person said, I'm absolutely sure of that. The reason they wanted the story to go away is because he wasn't the only one who had the blackmail. To sum it up, how do you know that some of these countries aren't going to some of these power players that are making some of these decisions and saying, hey, you wouldn't want these videos out there, right? The FBI under Bongino now says Epstein had no clients, was blackmailing nobody, and assumedly he was not an intelligence asset. I know he was. I'm sure I shouldn't say I know he was. I'm sure he was. Do they really expect people to believe this after they told us blatantly that they knew he was an intelligence running honeypot operations? No one believes this. No, not Democrat or Republican or Independent. Yeah, I figured it out. I was quite positive he was intelligence when he got a slap on the wrist for the so-called, I don't even know if he committed the sexual assault they accused him of. But yeah, he changed his mind. I never have liked Bongino either for that record, for that word. Yeah, that's pretty much it. See if his site's still up. I haven't been to this for a long time. This is Jim Watkins' site. It's like a news aggregator. Oh, court overturns Douglas Mackey meme conviction. In England, it's illegal to do memes. You gotta ask yourself why. Because Hillary Clinton's trying to get memes outlawed. It's like the First Amendment. Can't do it. Let's just take him to another place. Be the English guy. Federal, 2016. Oh, I know who this is. Found guilty in 23 of violating a law dating back to Reconstruction. Punishes conspiracies to deprive individuals of their constitutional right. Prosecutors claim Mackey's memes, which joked that Hillary Clinton supporters could vote via text, were a part of a coordinated scheme to suppress votes. That case has now unraveled. Mere fact, Mackey posted the memes, even assuming that he did so with the intent to injure other citizens in the exercise of their right to vote, is not enough, standing alone to provide a violation of Section 241. Section 241 applies only to conspiracies involving two or more persons. Government had to prove that Mackey entered into an agreement with others, a threshold that did not meet. Prosecutors attempted to tie Mackey to private Twitter message groups such as War Room and Madman 22, number 22, where users discuss political meme. Interesting. He should never have been in prison. Yeehaw. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, Watkins report. I'm surprised it's still up. Actually. Oh, there you are. Yep. So anyway, what time is it? 5 o'clock. What's going on? 5 o'clock. It is 93. It's gone down a little bit. I think I'm gonna go get something to eat. We'll see if I fall asleep. I literally feel like I could sleep right now. I might have a bugs. Have I been anywhere? I haven't really been anywhere. Don't know why. Usually, if I go to town, I can think. If I get sick, at least I can think back. Oh yeah, I was in town. I figured. I haven't been to town for quite a while. But today is my 3-month anniversary of doing carnivore. That's woohoo! Did it for 3 months. So, what am I going to do from here? I don't know. What's my next stack? I'll be doing these. I'll keep doing them every week just to see. I might as well stick with it. I might. I don't know. I'm just not wanting to. But there's what am I going to eat? Or like, whatever. My only thing I would do if I don't stick with it is just eat less. Go back to eating what I would normally eat because I did it on keto and lost weight. I ate 600 to 900 calories a day on keto and lost weight, and it stayed off until when I lost my kitty 11 months ago. That's what all that stress. I didn't realize that Humi's the one that told me. Said, so you've been under a lot of stress. What are you talking about? I said, I forgot. I didn't think of it as being a stress losing my kitty cat, but it was big stress. Oh, it's almost a year ago. I can't believe it. Time's going by so fast. But yes, I think I'm going to peel out. I'll be back maybe this week, maybe Saturday. I kind of like doing this. I'd rather broadcast somewhere else because I can't play any videos for you guys or entertain you if I'm not going to be doing any. any if I switch over from carnivore to news or something because they're so stinky about it. Boy, they'll jump you too. They'll knock you right off the air. They knocked me off for a week last time from Bible study because I accidentally forgot to turn off the YouTube when my Chuck Missler video was over. And so you need to community standards. At least on Rumble and the others, they don't do that. Pilled, all those. Unfortunately, our YouTube is a place to be right now. I'm hoping that that switches over somewhere else. Oh, the monster's waking up. Or he what? Oh, he hasn't moved. I'm looking at the feed. There he is. I'm looking at the feed. There's a delay, quite a delay actually. He loves that stupid box. I put it up there because I was going to take it outside and put some canning jars in it, and he hopped up there and jumped right in, and that's been his little bed. Weird cat. Yeah. Hey, you guys, slap me with a thumbs up before you leave. I appreciate it. I don't know if it's going to help get this scene, but the only one up there was the one I put in there. Oh, so I think I'm gonna go get something to eat and talk to you guys later. Sometimes I'll go into Zoom, like my Zoom room's always open. Well, not always. Sometimes if there's nobody there, it'll close itself out after 40 minutes. Didn't used to do that, but it does now. But watch movies and do stuff if you guys are interested. You're always welcome. That's like I used to do that with Dead Cat and Sassy Q and Ask Mama and Child of the King. We'd go in there and we'd watch movies. But Dead Cat was always watching the blood and guts ones, and it got to where it's like, ugh, I don't want to watch blood and guts. Was that one with the Keanu Reeves? I think I saw thousands and thousands of bullets flying in just one movie. It's like, oh my goodness. Definitely a guy movie. So I'm gonna go scurry up some food, probably some steak. I need something that's got dense calories in it. Hopefully next week will be better than this week. I'm just all bummed out this week. It's like I was in the kitchen thinking, am I depressed? What's wrong with me? It's like, maybe I'm depressed. Don't know. Don't know. If I don't go to sleep, I'll do a manicure. And if I do go to sleep, I'll just relax because it is 80, 81 in here right now. It feels good. I'm not hot. I'm just right. This is just the right temperature. So I'm going to peel out of here. I'm glad the mic's working again on the computer. And I will see you guys next time. If I don't fall asleep here. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Hopefully I'll get a little more perky. If I start losing some weight, I'll be happier. That's the main reason I want to go on this, really. It's like, oh, you shouldn't do it just to lose weight. Well, if I'm losing weight, then I'm obviously getting healthier. So it's like they go hand in hand. So anyway, I shall see you guys later. God bless you guys. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and hasta la